I thought I would do a short screencast for this assignment. I still really can't draw, so I thought I would take my original mind map of my PLN, how I saw it, and kind of reflect and evaluate it in the light of coming to the end of this course and what's changed. So I'm going to share it now. Yeah, so here's the original one I did on September 9th, and I was thinking about how things have changed, how I might think differently, and I don't think I don't think the categories have changed, but I do think some of them, most of them have deepened in various ways. And I'm going to start on the right because my students would be the primary any PLN. Nothing makes sense without them, really. And I see here all of my students have taught me how to be a better teacher, and I still think that's true. I think one of the things this course was very good on is giving me exposure to a variety of different teaching methods. That was really good because some of them I had been doing for years, like total physical response, for example, but I had no idea that these things were kind of codified or had names, and it exposed me to some other ones, you know, like the Silent Way or Suggestopedia, that I'd sort of seen in other contexts but hadn't used myself. And it made me think about, okay, would I use these? Would they be good? You know, I might mix up, I sort of had a way of doing things, and I could mix this up and use different teaching methods at different times. And just going through the textbook here, some of the, these ideas of the task-based language teaching, and again, some of these things I've been doing, but I didn't know they had a name. I didn't know that there were other possibilities. So it really, in terms of my teaching and how I can relate to my students, I think the class has opened up possibilities for me. And the other thing is it really emphasizes the centrality of the student, finding out what the student needs, and then trying in various, imaginative ways and using the knowledge and have to best reach that student and to meet that student's needs. This second category, the TESOL program, that's still true. I'm planning to take some more to finish the program and to take some more courses through the University of Manitoba, and it's great. And the courses I've taken so far have really, as I say, broadened my perspective on teaching. I think the course, this one too, has also given me the thought, I should probably join a TESOL professional association. There are other ways to get professional development. So I've been thinking about that may be another way for me to get some professional development. In terms of social media, certainly this is still true. This is a huge source of information. I was not aware of the hashtag ELT, for example, so I'm following them now on Twitter. And there are, I'm sure other sites I can follow, or Twitter channels, or hashtags. YouTube has been a huge source of information, especially during this COVID time. When I was first teaching online, I went to YouTube, and there were a lot of really good practical videos on how to use Zoom, how to use Google Classroom, how to adapt to this online teaching world. So I'm going to keep using those. And a lot of the resources that I've been using in these courses, I've put onto the Zotero, and I go back and I find, okay, there was this YouTube video on some particular aspect, and I'll watch it again because I need to know about that, or I need to refresh my memory. My family, thank goodness, has stayed the same and supportive. My husband, my children, They're supportive and they're interested in my classes. And that's of course, kind of the bedrock of my life. Internet resources, yes, that stayed the same. But every single course I take in this program gives me new resources and new sources to find information. You know, the readings, for me, probably especially the more practical ones, but the more academic texts, it's good for me to read those too, because that's good, solid information. And certainly, I've been exposed to many new digital resources and tools in these courses and in this course. Things I hadn't heard of, like, such as Blogster and Padlet and Bengage for designs and ThingLink for infographics and designs. These are all excellent resources, and I can see applications for them in teaching. One big resource that I have got to know, and it comes up in courses over and over again, of course, is the Canadian language benchmarks. And I've only been vaguely familiar with them when I started this program, but with every course, I get a deeper understanding of how the CLB works, how I apply them to sort of assessing my students, but also to things like lesson plans. And the lesson plan component of this particular course, the fundamentals, that's been really valuable because it gives me frameworks, different kinds of frameworks and different things to think about when planning my lessons, and an emphasis on objectives. And you know, that's partly the other aspects of the course, and it's partly really starting to bring the CLB into my teaching and make it part of what I'm doing in the classroom. So that's really good. Other ESL teachers, that's still true. We're not together in person anymore. But when I was teaching in person last year, I was in a classroom, and there were 5 other ESL teachers, and we got together at the break, and some of us, you know, got friendly, and we've been meeting on Zoom from time to time since the class kind of abruptly ended in March with COVID. And I find it very helpful because most of them have been teaching longer than me, and they have great experience to offer me. And some of that continues online, as I say, but somewhat less now. That is something that I hope re-emerges after we get through this COVID time and we actually can see each other in person again. And then the profile on Blogger, it's just a place, in a way, my e-portfolio, a place to keep all my resources. And I've had a lot of fun in this class because I like digital things and playing with them and learning about new things. And I've had a lot of fun doing the infographics and screencasts like this, and kind of pushing the envelope of what I know, and you know, putting those things on my website and trying to make my website look as good as it can and as professional. So I would say that all these categories remain, but I would say every one has been deepened in some way by this course. So I think that's, I'm going to stop sharing now. I think that's the sign of a really good course. Thank you.